Welcome back to the arena where we have two absolute legends of the Alliance tournament scene, Fancy Pants Alliance versus the Network. We have some pretty interesting comps here with Fancy Pants choosing to bring their Flag Bargist, a Navy Scorpion, Basilisk, three Navy Ospreys, a Stork Bifrost, and two Hinyas. However, Baza, the Network's bringing something really interesting here.
They have brought three torpedo rattlesnake space vessels at zero, plus two purifiers as well. So there is going to be a lot of torpedo damage in this match, and those two battleships on the Fancy Pants side are really going to struggle. They've also got two Bifrost Lynx, a Hyena, and two Bantams.
Yeah, something that I wasn't expecting to be saying at any point in time during this tournament, but those hyenas on the Fancy Pants side will have to screen these rattlesnakes because torpedo rattlesnakes do an absolutely absurd amount of DPS.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This network team has a lot of battleship damage. They've got a lot of these torp damage from the purifiers and the rattlesnakes, but they haven't really got much of a way apart from damage drones potentially. Although they have dropped curators on these rattlesnakes, so I'm not sure if they'll be able to track the hyenas. Probably not without any application bonuses, which would require this hyena of Orca to get in there. But yeah, they seem to be putting damage to start with on these Osprey Navy issues. Obviously, it's going to take a little while for damage to apply as these rattlesnakes torp fit and it's going to need to burn in. But Nicholas and Rattlesnake is taking chunks. This rapid heavy fit of the Barghest and the Scorpion Navy on the Fancy Pants side are choosing the him to die first.
Yeah, that's a kind of a weird call. Probably not exactly what I would do, but it seems to be working. However, if this rattlesnake does survive through the clips, I think Fancy Pants is going to be in a little bit of danger. All of these rattlesnakes are burning in, though there is some screening going off on them. It's important to note that the network has invested 75 of their 100 points in these rattlesnakes. So if even one of them goes down, it's a massive loss for them.
Yeah, and he's just been webbed off. So, right, he was doing 1100, I think, getting in there, but he's just been webbed by this hyena. And, he's already, by the time he's anywhere close to this Scorpion Navy issue, he's already 30% shield. The Bantams are on top of them. They are pretty close, and they're trying to wrap him up, but this is a lot of damage coming in. Although, I don't think, like you said, I'm not sure if that was the correct call, because obviously if they can't clip him with their rapid heavy missiles, he's just going to heal up from the Bantams, and then they go again, and they still can't kill him. So I'm not sure if that was the correct call. I mean, they've got three Osprey Navy issues who could easily wipe off these purifiers, but they aren't doing so.
Well, and not only that, I think that not only did they clip, they're not taking it down, but it looks like the Scorpion Navy issue of Anthony has been tackled, or at the very least is getting grappled down. So if they can lock him down, I'm pretty sure these three Torp rattlesnakes will just absolutely eat that Scorpion Navy issue. Like, it'll go down so fast. And if that's down, are they going to have enough DPS to take the rattlesnake down on the next clip?
Yeah, I think this is a really, really pivotal, point of the match. It's a really critical occurrence, like an error from Fancy Pants here for the Scorpion Navy to get caught. They've got a hyena, although I suppose, in fact, they've got two hyenas to just the one of the network. So they probably should have the sort of control advantage here. They should have been able to screen all three of these rattlesnakes off no problem, but they haven't. Although Nicholas is going into armor now about the same time as Anthony, so he might see a 1-for-1 battleship trade here.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing heavy drones. Now they're finally starting to apply, and oh, look at that damage! Anthony just instantly drops as soon as the heavy drones and torpedoes get on him. Nicholas might actually survive this. It's entirely possible that without that extra damage, he'll hold. Because I mean, these rattlesnakes, like, it's still being repped. It's still in range. There's a huge purple active rep bar going on here. That being said, he is dropping into armor, but it's going down real slow.
I think, yeah, but in the meantime, they're not really applying much damage from the hills. Although Ish and the Barghest hasn't really pulled too much range here. The rest of his team is miles ahead. All the Osprey Navy issues, the Bifrost, etc., are all over by one of those micro jump beacons. And I think he's got boost from that Stork, but I mean, he's definitely not far. And he is now caught by this Rattlesnake of Akbad. So this second battleship is taking huge chunks for the network. And obviously, for Fancy Pants. And obviously, they're not going to have any damage at all after this Barghest goes down. They'll still have the three Osprey Navy issues, who I'll say again, could have easily dealt with these purifiers, but they chose not to. And damage as a result is just overwhelming.
Yeah, this Barghest, it is the Flag Barghest, and it is getting destroyed. Like, look, as those torpedoes get on it, it's dropping so fast, and there's nothing to stop it. Nicholas in low or in a small bit of structure damage, but is coming straight back up and surviving here. They lost their Barghest because they just sat there and let themselves get tackled by rattlesnakes. Like, come on, guys, it's not that hard to kite away.
Yeah, I really feel this is quite poor, to be frank, from the part of Fancy Pants Alliance. They had the screening advantage. They've done very poor target calling. I mean, you have three rapid light missile boats against two bombers. You can easily clear those purifiers. That's what, 1400 DPS? ish. I'm not sure exactly the numbers, but in that sort of region of DPS just wiped off the field. And your two main damage boats are also battleships. This Bargist and the Scorpion Navy issue. Having those purifiers alive is so dangerous, just pumping out EM torpedoes from across the arena. And yeah, I mean, once the Torp rattlesnakes get on top of you, you're not going to win a brawling battle. And somehow these three rattlesnakes, with the screening disadvantage, were somehow able to get on top of both of these battleships.
Yeah, the Bargus does go down. I will say for a while, I think Fancy Pants, too little, too late, but they did start actually screening those rattlesnakes off, and we are seeing Nicholas drop into low shields again. But it's three rapid light Osprey Navy issues. I don't think that's really going to
And
be
look,
enough
the
here.
Purifier is dying. Obviously, with the Logi frigates, if you've got two Bantams, it's very difficult with Purifiers who want to kite around and sort of stay away from threats to keep them in rep range. You've only got, 14 kilometers optimal on the Logi frigates. And this Purifier of Robert, he does survive in about 30% hull. He does get caught in time, but this call of killing Purifiers is just so unbelievably late. They need to do that so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, if they had done it 5 minutes ago, like, they could have actually done something because, they almost got the rattlesnake, and they still might. Like, it's getting really close. They did have Nor did have to fly their logistics frigates to go save that purifier, so they might take a rattlesnake down, but, I mean, at this point, like, that's way too little too late. There's a single Osprey Navy issue left on field for DPS here.
Yeah, so yeah, this is going to be the end of the road for Fancy Pants Alliance, and the network are, almost certainly, I say almost certainly, they are going to continue into the next round. And I think, as the guys on the desk were saying, this is not a particularly prestigious team. They haven't got the most storied history. They're not a Tuskers or a Volta or anything. And with this match, they are going to be winning AT ships. This is a huge deal for this team.
Yeah, that's pretty massive. It's a team that I guess we probably would not have expected to make it this far through luck of the draw, maybe skill, maybe out metaing, maybe amazing rattlesnake play. They are earning themselves a couple AT ships, so it's a pretty big deal. I'm really good stuff for them. I love seeing newer teams get far and do things like this because it just really shows that Alliance tournament is for everyone, literally everyone, especially the people angry in Jita right now.
Yeah, and this rattlesnake of Nicholas is in fact not even going to die at all. He's surviving still on, what is that, like 70, 80% structure. So I mean, they've got this win in the bag. They can go to the next match and bring this rattlesnake or just sell it on. There's no investment cost at all from this match so far, apart from the missiles they've fired. I think trading, a couple hundred torpedoes for some AT ships, that's a pretty good trade deal.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to check some spreadsheets on that, and I've heard that some of the spreadsheets are saying horrible, horrible things right now. But interestingly enough, we're actually seeing how difficult it is for the network to actually kill anything at this point. The Basilisk does get webbed down, but the network's actually having trouble taking anything else down. So they definitely had an anti-battleship set up, and they used it for very good effect. Though they might not actually take anything else down in the next 2.5 minutes here.
Yeah, of course, it's not going to matter. They are going to claim the win on points, and I don't think there's enough damage left for them to lose anything. But yeah, I'm just a little bit disappointed in Fancy Pants. They had the screening control, they had the range advantage at the start. They warped in at range while these rattlesnakes are at 0. You have plenty of time before the match to look at your opponent's ships to see what kind of guns they've got fitted. They could have identified these are Torp rattles. They are going to rush in. We need to range control. We need to keep them away, and they failed to do that.
Well, and with two hyenas, you can totally do it too. And
Yeah,
like, and if you look at it, I mean, obviously, like it's at the point where the network has this one, so we're going to totally steal some of the desk's thunder here. But it's like you said, it's like I said, with the three Navy Ospreys, like that is so much light missile damage. They have two hyenas; they could have taken out that entire back end of the network there with total ease, and they didn't even look at them for 5 minutes.
yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it's kind of a comedy of errors from Fancy Pants. Just rapid heavy missiles. You've got two rapid heavy missile boats trying to kill a rattlesnake, hugely tanky battleship, and I think they got them to like 30% shield on their first clip, and then he healed back up, and he's still going.
Yeah,
It's
just
you
really
don't want to be
unfortunate.
choosing that. You don't want to be choosing that as your primary when you've brought two rapid heavy missile ships to try and whittle through a rattlesnake. It's just not the right call when the opponent's support wing is so, I guess, scant is the word. I mean, two bombers, two bantams, two bifrosts. It's not really capable of defending itself from these Osprey navies.
Oh yeah, I mean, you have tier one logistics frigates. You'd probably alpha them without them even being webbed or
Yeah,
painted down. So, I don't know. It's just there's definitely target calling mistakes that were done here, And unfortunately for Fancy Pants, it is costing them AT ships, which that's really rough.
So just looking at the bracket, the winner, so that is the network, are going to be going up against either Templars or Bright Side of Death. What do you think about that? Do you think they have a chance against the Robin of that?
I mean, I feel like Templars went down, which was kind of sad for them. They've been super hyped up, but if they go up against Bright Side of Death, I'm not sure if they can handle Russian space magic. It is the most deadly and secret of all sauces that can be applied to any tournament team. So we'll see. But like I said, at the end of the day, I'm sure, and I think we'll probably talk to Alexi at some point, or at least you and I will. I'm sure they did not expect to get this far, and it's amazing seeing a team that really wasn't like, I wouldn't say they're top tier get tournament chips. I love the new prize structure, but the match is hitting 0-0-0, which means we are going to be sending it back to the desk for our next match.